What's going on, everybody? Back again with episode 23 of the Heel Turn. I am, of course, Big Rob TV. I'm a little under the weather today, so that's why I kind of look like this. I look like shit. Hold on, let me change my name. Hold on, let me change my name.
That's why you kind of look like you always do. I'm just under the weather today, just not feeling it.
There we go.
Big COVID. It's important to throw that out there. It's important distinction these days.
That's my name for this episode. I'm Big COVID free. And back once again with the homie Don Josh.
That's what's up, man. Hey, I'm really digging that T-shirt, bro. Beautiful. Way to sport that as soon as you can.
Yeah, Brody forever.
Absolutely. And to everybody out there, from us, the Heel Turn, to you guys, Happy New Year. It's a whole new. I mean, nothing's really changed, and 2021's off to already trying to outdo 2020.
No big changes yet.
Not yet. But that's what we're here to talk about. That's what we're here to talk about today. The big changes that are going to be happening in wrestling that we want to see, man. And I don't know, because you said you're all caught up this week, right?
Yep.
So you already know if things just keep going along, chugging along like they are, we keep this same big 2021 energy all the way through, bro, the wrestling year is going to be off. It might be one of the best ever if we keep this momentum going, man.
Excluding Raw.
That goes without saying. Monday nights are literally just for, Monday Night Football used to be cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what I do Mondays now anymore. Do I just
Raw's good for like an hour. You got to take pieces of each hour and combine it.
That's what I was saying. It's not like one full hour. It's not like the first hour. You get like 15 good minutes in hour one, and then sprinkle in like 30 seconds there in the third hour and get all your bulk in throughout the show. It's just you're really piecing together a show every week, especially this week, man.
Do we even need to? Let's just hit on the bad part of what happened on Raw here. The part that really killed it for me.
It killed it for everybody, like dead. Because I can get behind that. Because if we got to talk about the good that's coming out that happened this past week in wrestling, you definitely got to start off. Let's just get the bad out the way, man. Your boy Oldberg is back at it.
Sadly, here's one good thing about. There really is no. I tried to make it legit. I was about to try to make
positive. We got to start off the year positive, but
I was trying to make this legit because I was going to say at least Roman doesn't have to fight Goldberg now.
Right. Yeah.
But I still don't want Drew to fight him either. There's no win.
So we just don't get Roman fighting Goldberg. We get Scottish Roman fighting Goldberg. It's just not. I swear to God, Vince McMahon can't tell the difference between them. I don't. Sometimes I can't either. If the banner's not red or blue, you might be hard pressed to figure it out for me.
I just don't. I'm a WCW guy, so I loved Goldberg back in the day. I liked his whole streak. Me and my brother, we used to play games like where if you caught the other one slipping by his bed, spear the shit out of you. Bam! Spear you onto your bed. My brother's 5 years older than me and was like a defensive tackle in high school football. And little scrawny me as a kid getting speared onto my bed back in those days because we loved Goldberg. We were copying them. Yeah. And then now it's ruining. It's like it's ruining my childhood.
Yeah, he's not. Because when I was introduced to Goldberg was WrestleMania 20, so it was not a good introduction.
No.
That's just. This goes to show how much younger I am. But yeah, ever since he's come back, man, the original Brock thing that was cool. But now he's just taking. As long as he does the job for Drew, I think we'll be okay with it. In the long run, that's a big win. That's a big name under Drew's belt. If he can take out Goldberg, is he going to let him do it though? Is the question. And it's a really scary question.
Big boot to the face and end Goldberg's career.
Full circle. Circle, yeah. While he wears a Bret Hart t-shirt, showing respect to the legends.
Now, I'd love to see that happen. I want McIntyre to come out in pink and black and end his career.
There you go, the pink and black kilt. Perfect.
That's what I want to see happen.
Man, because you watch that on Monday and you're really starting to get a little bit. I started to sweat, much like Goldberg, looking like a running faucet, into the rest of the week. Because I know you can only go up, but thank God NXT and AEW definitely went up this week. Yeah. And I know there's no overlooking what's going on in AEW. It's going to be, this is what 2001 wrestling should have been. This looks like it's going to be the correct invasion angle. We're finally, 20 years later, we're finally going to get what we should have gotten 20 years ago with WCW. But even with all that, man, NXT, I think, put on a really good showing this week.
They really did. This is the first time I actually watched NXT front to back in a while. Like, usually I'll just watch a few matches here and there to catch up. But I watched the entire thing, and I was like, man, this is a pretty good show.
It was really good. It was really good, man. Especially the two matches, the Rhea and Raquel.
They took some spots.
They weren't playing, man. Them girls was not playing. They was there. They was there for business.
Was that the match of the night for you?
For me, yeah, for sure.
Over the main event.
Absolutely. I love O'Reilly and Finn, and I wish JT was here so I could just tell him to his face. We're gonna do a lot of talking about, because we do talk off screen and everything like that. You know, we keep the conversation going in our chat and everything. Mm-hmm. And JT is just said that O'Reilly just doesn't. The Undisputed Era in general maybe aren't the best baby faces. I'll give him that, but that he can't see O'Reilly being the guy. And for me, just seeing him and Finn go at it, and him just coming up that close, that short again, it just makes me want him to win it all the more and beat Finn in hopefully what's going to be a third try and come out on top finally. That's going to be, for me, that's going to be awesome. But
I feel like that's what they're trying to build up to, is to set him on his own way. As far not split him up from the Undisputed Era, but like it's now his time. Right. Adam Cole had it for a while. We all know Adam Cole is the man. He's gonna be a future WWE champion. But let Adam Cole come back a little bit and let the young guy go up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's gonna be in the Dusty Tag Team Classic, which also is getting a women's version this year. So that just goes to show how strong this women's division is in NXT, which is definitely their highlight, as showcased by the last woman standing match.
Do you think that they bring others in, like bring somebody back to compete in the Dusty Challenge?
No, I don't see them doing that. I see them pulling from NXT UK. But that's about it. Their the women's locker room in NXT is so stacked and so recognizable. You know, if you brought somebody back down from the main roster, again, the only like ready-made tag team I would have wanted to see would have been the Iconics. But
I still want them to get back together.
Now, if they do that, if they pull the Iconics down, that'd be phenomenal. And I don't know, you'd be hard pressed to come up with a reason for them not to win that.
Yeah.
But all things considered, it looks like it's going to be really good looking up for NXT. As with AEW, man, like I said, that invasion angle at the end, and I'm as soon as I see COVID and everything gets lifted, restrictions, we can go hang out and catch up on wrestling together. I'm beating your ass because I know that match, Omega, Ray Phoenix, 5-star caliber, absolutely. But don't you dare ever again, in any form or way, try to tell me that Penta is fucking Marty Jannetty to Ray Phoenix.
I didn't say Marty, did I? I said Rick Steiner.
Oh my God. I swear. You thought I forgot, bro. I've been stewing over this since you said it like on Thursday or something. I've been waiting for this night.
If you had to choose between Penta and Phoenix, who are you going to choose? You got to choose one. It can't be a tie.
That's fine. I'm choosing Phoenix, but it's not a landslide like you would choose Michaels over Jannetty.
You're picking Scotty over Rick Steiner.
That's fine, but no, it's not as close as you're making it sound. It's more like
That's not disrespecting Rick Steiner. Rick Steiner had a hell of a career. He was.
What is he?
In the grand scheme of things, let's look at some tag teams here. Penta isn't Stevie Ray.
No, he's not.
He's not Marty Jannetty.
He's much better than Marty. He's much better than Stevie because he can be a single star on his own.
I don't think he's better than Ricky. I don't think he's better than Rick Steiner.
Rick Steiner was not a single star.
Yes, he was.
No,
he was.
Not legitimately. You took Rick Steiner.
He didn't win like the world title, but he won some mid-card titles.
Would you have ever considered him a world champion? Even if he did win it?
At the time when he should have, he couldn't. At that time, he couldn't have. I mean, I was really little back then when Rick Steiner was doing his thing. But looking at the talent at that time, you can't put a Rick Steiner over Lex Luger or Ric Flair or Sting at the time.
Right.
Yeah. You couldn't put Rick Steiner over these guys back in those days.
Yeah.
But
no matter what promotion he's in.
No.
All I'm saying is Penta is a singles world champion in other promotions. You say those don't count, but I'm telling you that counts.
I think Rick Steiner was a world champion in another promotion.
In what? In what?
Like in NWA or something. he was a world champion of a few video games.
Yeah.
WCW, NWO, Revenge. He was the world.
Exactly. Yeah. He was always world champion in my eyes, in my heart.
I don't know. When I look at it, and I like the team. I like the team. But as far as who's going to be between the two of them, who's going to be the breakout sensation, who's going to be the breakout star, who's the Shawn Michaels, who's the Booker T, it's Phoenix.
Not by a long shot, I'm telling you.
Penta's going to be doing a slapjack here shortly.
Oh, see,
no, I'm just kidding.
That's all disrespect. Oh, man. We're just going to go ahead and push forward with it. You excited about this invasion angle, though? Got you almost willing to tune into Impact Wrestling?
Man, I don't have the Impact Wrestling.
I think you can watch it on their Twitch. I don't know if you want to pay for it, but I think that's the most accessible way to watch it. Is I think Impact has their own Twitch stream.
Because I was reading on Twitter that I guess they had an event. What was it? Saturday night or Friday night or something?
They have an event coming up on the 16th.
It was something that just happened. It was some matches that just happened, and I was reading about it, and they looked like the highlights that I saw on Twitter looked legit. Not to mention, all the things that are happening in working with AEW. So I'm disappointed that like I can't watch it. Like just change the channel and watch it. I have to check into the Twitch thing and see if there's a way, or if you can use Fight. I wonder if we can use the Fight app. I thought it was on there too.
I know they have their pay-per-views on there. I don't know if they have their main show. You might be able to. Actually, I think I still pay for Fight, even though I can't use it in the States.
Yeah, can't use it at all. Had to learn that one the hard way too.
Yeah. Anyway, and then we'll finish it off with Friday, and I just want to start off because a lot of people have given the storyline essentially, or the outcome of what happened Friday night. They've just been shitting on it. For me, I think it was a beautiful storytelling. I don't know, like saga we're witnessing, man. Like I just think this was the perfect move. I'm talking, of course, about Adam Pearce ending up right now as we're talking the number one contender for Roman Reigns at Royal Rumble. I think that is genius, honestly. And I don't think I've said that about WWE writing in years, but this move it had me like jaw on the floor in a good way.
They're doing all the best writing for Roman.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think Paul Heyman's got some stroke in that 100%, but definitely. And if you're gonna do it, why not do it for Roman?
Yeah, and Roman's delivering. He's delivering.
Yeah.
What
Absolutely. From opening on Friday to the closing segment, man, it had me engaged the entire way. That whole gauntlet match, I
yep,
think we might have seen Shinsuke Nakamura face turn, which thank God we don't get any face turns ever. And you know I love me a face turn.
you do.
So
You might have to
and
change the name of the show eventually.
yeah, eventually. Once I take over. I
Yeah.
think I'd have to turn heel though in order to take over.
See,
So
it comes all back. It
yeah.
comes right back.
But yeah, man, what do you think about the Adam Pearce thing?
I think, like you said, I think it's genius because what most people, a lot of people that are disappointed with it don't know that Adam Pearce was a wrestler.
That man was a 5-time NWA World Champion. I'm not
Yep.
gonna sit here and act like I knew that beforehand. I definitely went on YouTube and Googled it after, as soon as I found out. And quick shout to Michael Cole. He can eat a dick for just being like, "Oh, Adam Pearce was never good enough to be here." Like, shut up, Cole.
He
You
was an
asshole.
asshole for that.
That
It's
was a
like,
big
why would
asshole
you say
move.
that?
Just yelled it out as loud as he could into his mic.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, I've seen some of his matches. He could go. That boy
yeah.
could go. So
Um,
even if it doesn't end up happening, I would definitely be excited for the concept.
I, he's definitely not winning the match.
No,
I
not
think,
winning the match, but if he even goes through with it, like, would they cut? Would they do something? Because now they've screwed Nakamura. So he's
mhm,
got some actual say in this world championship, and they were hitting really hard about the Kevin Owens friendship thing. So
yeah.
KO, if you good opening for him to like come back in and like set something else up, but
Hmm.
so I
I
don't know
really
100%.
I really thought as it was taking place, like, okay, gauntlet match, and I looked at the participants in the match. I said, this is going to be Daniel Bryan winning this match.
Exactly.
And then it's going to set up Daniel Bryan's run at Roman. Roman's going to destroy him like he does everybody. But I thought
100.
it was Daniel Bryan's turn. And
Yeah,
pleasant surprise to see that Shinsuke just runs the gauntlet. He just runs
absolutely.
through there.
That's and like you said, that's what I think. That's what I thought Daniel was going to do in that same position. Just Shinsuke and Daniel just literally flip flop, and then you would have had sympathy. Then that's why I think it's a face turn. You would have sympathy at the end because Shinsuke got screwed. That's what I thought they were going to do with Bryan because I saw how this was setting up. I saw that okay, Adam Pearce is going to be last. As soon as Roman's music hit, I was like, I know where this is going, and that's what confused me a little bit because they ended up beating up, at the time, a heel.
Yeah.
That you're not going to get much sympathy from anybody. If Baron Corbin was the last one standing and he got screwed out of it, you'd been like, yeah, that sucks, but it's Baron, so it's kind of cool.
They built Shinsuke up too well in this. Now he has a legitimate beef with the top. I have two questions about this now. My first question is, what does this do for Cesaro? Like, they were a team,
And they were a heel team.
Yeah, and now Cesaro, for one, wasn't even on the show Friday night.
No, he wasn't.
So
I thought it was a little weird. I don't know. Do they move him away from Shinsuke? Does he go find another? Because he's a really good. He's one of the dudes that's like really good at just being thrown into makeshift tag teams and making them incredible.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what you do with Cesaro. That's a good question.
Then my second question is this the time now to make a Kofi Mania run with Shinsuke? Because this is ultimately what Kofi had to do. What was this, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Kofi had to do this same thing 2 years ago. He got thrown into a gauntlet. He lost. Right. But then Kofi Mania started. It's the build to get Kofi into the main event. Kofi does it. I would love to see Shinsuke overcome the odds and get in there. And, the only obstacle right now is that there's a Royal Rumble. So he would kind of have to win the Royal Rumble, which he's already done. And I really don't want him to win the Royal Rumble. I want him to do it minus the Royal Rumble part.
I do too. I think what would be probably end up setting it up is, like you said, he's already won. And if we remember, the last person he threw out was Roman Reigns. Mm-hmm. So I think that right there has like a good, like they already have like some chemistry, or not chemistry, but they already have some history right
That's
there.
right.
So I think that's a wonderful way to get it set up. So where either I don't know if he'll have a full necessary Kofi Mania run. I'd love to see it, like you said. But I do think they have it set up for Daniel Bryan to be the one to ultimately lose to Roman at Mania, because I think he's just too good to take the belt off right now.
Yeah, you can't do that. The asses
Yeah.
are in seats, so to speak, because
Yeah,
of
so to
Roman.
speak.
Yeah,
So to speak. The only thing I will say though is when it was happening and Kofi Mania was happening, Daniel Bryan was arguably on the run of his career too, with his Planet's Champion,
yeah.
heel turn. And there was, legitimate argument, which they did the right thing, gave it to Kofi. But there was a legitimate argument to be like, yeah, Daniel should keep the title at least all the way up to Mania. Kofi winning it beforehand, because he had a couple shots beforehand to win it, should not have done it. And it was the right call. Mania was arguably, for me at least, and I know for you too, one of the greatest WrestleMania moment ever.
Clearly, yeah.
So would they do that with Shinsuke Nakamura? They might, and it might be a little easier to do since there won't be a crowd.
Yeah.
With the crowd, it'd be even more hyped and we can back him even more. But at the same time, if he was to win it, at least there wouldn't be an immediate backlash, or what Vince would perceive as a backlash, if they took the belt off Roman.
Crowd starts booing the Shinsuke win.
Right. Or yeah. So I don't know. I'd be down for it. I'd be down for it too. I just hope they don't, blow their load early on this and just have him interfere at the Royal Rumble and then fight at Elimination Chamber or something.
There's a lot of different angles that they can go with this now.
And that's what's great about it. Are you kidding me? Like, there's only one way we're going with Drew.
Yeah. But Claymore to Goldberg, pink and black.
Exactly. Jackhammer. Goldberg, new Universal Champion.
Three-time God, no.
Right?
Please, no.
But we know that there's only one road with two outcomes. Whether we want to talk about them is, up for debate anyway. But with Roman, there's so many avenues you can go with this character and the storyline. So I think everybody who's shitting on this right now needs to first of all put some respect on Adam Pearce's name, and then just calm down. I think the SmackDown writing team has it figured out. And I can't believe I'd say that, but it's 2021. Maybe they have it figured out now.
Yep. It just, man, you could go with KO coming back. Does Adam Pearce not even fight in the match? Does he actually go into the match? Does Shinsuke get an opportunity? Does Daniel Bryan fight for him? Does Seth Rollins come back and fight him? And that's what's going to keep everybody tuned in. Which way we're going to go with it?
Oh yeah, I'm excited to watch SmackDown. Absolutely, absolutely. All right. Well, that was a good little recap of the week. Went ahead and picked back up. Like I said, we're starting off a really good, except for Raw, we don't count that. We're starting off really well this year already. It's getting really good. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into a few of the points that we have. It is a new year. It's our first show of the new year.
Yep.
Round of applause for us. We did it. Made it through. So now we're gonna go ahead and, much like we did at the beginning of 2020, we're gonna go ahead and try to predict what's going to happen in 2021, and we're going to make complete jackasses of ourselves.
Yes. No, we're never right.
Never right. Never right. Honestly, right now, just saying that Drew is probably going to walk out of the Royal Rumble, we might have just screwed ourselves there. So even if we were going to be right, we jinx ourselves.
Please if we're going to be wrong the rest of the year, let us be right for this one.
Just one thing. Yeah, just one thing.
That's all I ask.
Everything else. Oh man. All right, brother. Well, I think a good way to start off will probably be let's start off with so like I said, 2021 already trying to outdo 2020. So it's got me a little bit in the nervous, a little bit in the scared area. So I'm gonna ask you, start off, what is your biggest fear going into 2021 when it comes to the wrestling?
Biggest fear. For me, simply that we don't get fans back.
Through the whole year, right?
Yeah, the whole year. I figure we won't for the beginning of the year, but I figure with the NFL in stadiums, they don't have full. What was it yesterday? The Buffalo Bills game.
Yeah, they
They
had like
had
6,500.
yeah,
Yeah, like 10% capacity or something like that.
give us
It might have been
that.
even less. It
I'll take
might have been
that.
less than that. Yeah.
Like give us just a little bit of like maybe ease into it. Don't give us like I don't know. Even if they're just a little bit of fans, because you could hear all those fans screaming at the Bills game.
Yeah. Sounded like
So
a packed arena.
yeah, if you could just do that at some point for man, it'd be great if they could do it for Royal Rumble and then WrestleMania. But I think that's probably my biggest fear. I don't want to start like grim and be like somebody's gonna die. But,
Yeah, yeah, that's good. Yeah.
like,
You're steering right to that actual outcome,
yeah,
knock on wood for
I don't want
everybody.
to start there. It was a 2020 took a lot of people. So
Sure, yeah. I guess I should have been more specific and be like, oh, biggest booking fear,
yeah, I think
oh man, we lost everybody.
yeah, it's just the whole Raw is gone.
Yeah. Damn, yeah.
I
Okay,
think
I can
I
see
think the
that.
fans thing. That's my fear is that we as like Americans or people in general just don't get a grip on COVID and we don't ever get the fans back for the year.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good shout. It is a little bit worrying. Um, I think I went with that, but for like the complete opposite reason. Um, I also went with the fans, but my biggest fear is that the fans are going to come back. I want the fans to come back, but the fans are going to come back, and then they're not going to give the reactions that Vince wants. So my biggest fear right now is I think I think that Vince thinks that heel Roman is working so well because you can factor in booze and he's just doing terrible heel things.
Yeah.
And I think that once fans come back, a majority will boo just because that's what we do. We've been wanting to boo Roman for so long, but for so long we wanted to boo him that now that he is booable, his character is just so badass now.
Yeah. it's gonna
Are
have
we
it's gonna have the Stone Cold effect.
exactly? Are we actually gonna like if I went to go see him live and I saw him come out? Would I be able to suspend my disbelief and just be like, "Boo! This is a bad man. He sucks." Or would I be like, "Dude, it's Roman. It's Roman, man. If we don't cheer, he's gonna kill us. He's gonna
I'm
murder us
cheering. I'm cheering personally.
for safety, of course.
I
Yes,
want my seat at the table.
I would. Look, man, I'll be lucky if he just lets me like just lay next to the table. And like he just like feeds me scraps on the floor. That's pretty much. I just at least I know I'm safe as a house
Yeah.
paradigm. At least I know my seat on the floor of the table is good. But what happens if they come back and fans love him, and Vince instead of continuing until Roman's natural, I think Stone Cold Rock-esque face turn that inevitably happens again, he pulls the trigger too soon, and we lose out on what if he had been this way all 2020 would have hands down been the best heel of 2020.
Yep. It's a tough call, really.
It really is.
It's a tough call.
This is great TV what we're watching right now.
Yeah.
And I think it would be much better with fan interaction. Absolutely.
But if we get fans back and instead of booing him, they cheer him, isn't that what Vince wanted all along though?
Yeah, I think so. But then let's look at it from another perspective. What if they get back and not if they came back at a certain time? Let's say we were able to get fans back for WrestleMania, and I know that we don't want to see it happen, but people do still cheer for Goldberg when they see him. It's just it is what it is. People cheer for Goldberg, and would that sway Vince in any sort of way to be like, hey, well, they didn't cheer for Drew? Bitch, there was no one there. for Drew. Give him some time. Because I think when they does ultimately come back, yes, Drew's going to get pops, pop all the crowds, everything. I'm fucking cheering my lungs out for him.
Yep.
But, if his opponents come out and they get cheers too, hopefully Vince is smart enough to just be like, no, we're pushing through. Drew, he's the guy. But who knows, man? I'm worried that him not being able to put in his own fan noises might start leading us down some dark path that we've been to before.
6,500 fans and their noise is better to me than the simulated noise.
Than the simulated, okay.
That's my opinion. I'll take some of us than none of us.
Sure. And I'm not trying to get it twisted. I want to see fans back. I want to be able to go to these shows and everything like that.
Yeah.
I just hope that we stay the course, at least on SmackDown, and push through, no matter what the initial fan reaction or anything is, because wrestling fans, we can be kind of stubborn and sometimes kind of stupid. So
yeah.
So that's just how it is. Let's go ahead and let's move forward into. So we got 3 things that we might want to see this year, or I guess 3 things we definitely want to see this year go off. And if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and start this one off. I don't really have any fear that it won't happen at this point, but much like we spoke on at the beginning of the video, probably the biggest thing I want to see is this. Well, we'll go ahead and say the AEW Impact, and COVID gets under control, borders open back up, all things are possible again. New Japan, these 3 companies coming and working together and having ultimately just a super show at some time during the year. That's the biggest thing I want to see, is just all these crazy matches, just brand. This would be real brand versus brand supremacy. And this is what I'm here for. Not this bullshit blue versus red shit. This is my company wrestlers are better than yours. And that's what I want to see in 2021.
To try to tie this, can WWE, who would they have to go? Would it have to be Ring of Honor? Like who do they have to go? Because they can't get not TNA Impact now. Right. They can't go to New Japan. So who do they reach out to now?
If they were even gonna attempt this, you might have to do NWA Power. The only thing, like the NWA roster with who's on there right now that would have some kind of name value. James Storm, Cowboy James Storm is there. What's his name? Nick Aldis. I think he's still their world champion. Damn. And I think you would see some older faces, because I don't know his name right now, but the dude who used to be Damian Sandow wrestles there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you might be able to get some of those. But I think that'd be like the next biggest indie, possibly niche audience you could go to. Because they already have everything locked up in the UK. So maybe pull in from there. WXW, which is WWE branded now. That'd probably be their only option. I don't think Ring of Honor would be willing to work with them, just because there's their fan base is so hardcore. It's much like in terms of fan base and loyalty and everything, earlier ECW fan base.
I don't want to bring this joke into 2021, because I've been asking for this for like the last 2 years, but I'd love to see Jay Lethal versus Big E. Just
Big
E. I'm throwing that one in there just because I don't want to see Jay Lethal go against Roman and get destroyed. Like, give me.
You would catch the L pretty hard. Yeah. I would say Jay Lethal shout. I'd love to see Lethal Consequences get back together.
That'd be nice too. But see, you'd have to split the New Day up.
Yeah, you would.
I don't want that.
Yeah, and I don't want Jay Lethal in the New Day. So
it could be funny.
No, he doesn't have the same. To me, he doesn't bring the. He's got his own character. When he was what was it? Black Machismo.
Yeah,
he can do the comedy role 100%. He can. but I just think he was so good at that. Like you wouldn't want to see. Would you want to see Randy Savage in the New Day?
Black Machismo and the new. I guess not.
I don't know.
Probably
That's
not.
my idea of his comedy. Go mix it with the New Day. It might work because him and Xavier Woods, Austin Creed, what he went by, they were good.
Yeah,
they were good together. So
I guess I just want to see Jay Lethal.
You
And
just want to see Jay Lethal on WWE TV.
Yeah,
which is fair.
That's all.
That'd be the only way. But I don't see Vince ever working with another company again.
He's gonna have to figure something out
that he doesn't own.
He's gonna have to figure something out because AEW and this Impact shit. When I saw Too Sweet at the end, I lost it.
You did. I believe that. I believe you did do that.
I was in my room like, yeah, like I had my hand up like I was
right there on TV. Hey. I'm here too, guys.
Let me get mine in.
Yeah. They won't even let Don do it, who's right next to there, but you're on the TV like, yeah, me too.
Yeah, I was right here. The TV's right next to me. I was right here. So Vince has to figure something out. I didn't mean to go on a tangent while you're still going on your
that was mine. That was mine. Let's hear one from you.
I would like to see WWE's women's division, the main roster women's division, improve. And not just be the same four at the top.
The 4 horsewomen?
I want to see Shayna go up. I do believe, and I will give them credit, I do believe that they're building Bianca up. But I also don't want to see Bayley just had the title for 380 days. I don't want to see her, while she is helping Bianca now, and she's helping to push Bianca up, I don't want to see Bayley just go away either. Like I don't want her to fall down to super low mid-card level. Like, but I don't want her to be at the top for the whole year either. It's like a balance that you have to have.
Yeah, it's tough.
But I want to see other women get the chance to get the opportunities that the Charlottes and the Sashas have. Because removes and Asuka. Asuka's like number 5. She's not officially a part of the Horsewomen, but Asuka's up there too.
Right.
So let's see what Alexa had some runs early on.
Yeah, she had a lot of runs early on, and people were mad about it. I never hated on her. She wasn't the best worker in the ring, but her character work was fantastic. Yeah, she deserved to be the champion at those points.
Yeah, so I wouldn't mind seeing her get another shot at it, especially now with this Firefly Funhouse stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what the Firefly Funhouse. If I want to see her in the title picture. Because that's how they ruined the Fiend early on too.
I just want to see other names, and I think I said this last year. That didn't happen. I want to see Charlotte work on the leg during the match. Don't just put somebody in the figure 8.
She doesn't need to work the leg. It's that dangerous. It's that deadly.
You need to work the leg.
Charlotte's dad needed to work the leg. Because that's what he is now. He's Charlotte's dad, needed to work the leg because the figure 4 is not as devastating as the figure 8.
The figure 8, just so we can just come out of nowhere and put a figure 8 on and everybody's going to tap. No, I want to see Charlotte just destroy somebody's leg. Just the whole match, like knees to it, clip them from behind, wrap their leg around the post, slam it, put a chair to it, do everything that you can, and then slap it on. That makes the tap out more realistic to me. I'm sorry, that Charlotte had nothing to do with what I was going on. But
no, I'm not counting your women's division. What you want to see. I'm counting what you want to see as Charlotte work the leg.
No, give me my.
That's what he wants to see more than anything else. Bianca with the Rumble out the window. Charlotte needs to work legs, and that's just. There's no other way to go around it. So
Charlotte cannot be considered the greatest ever until she works the leg.
Until she works the leg, yeah. Breaks Ric Flair's title reign, never worked the leg. Oh no, back of the line.
Get her out of here. Bailey's number one. I really want to see. I want to see some other people. Maybe even have. Tamina has never had a title, has she?
All right, so we moving on. So
hey,
I want to see in 2021.
Let's get Tamina in there, man.
Is
a tag title.
I want to see Tamina nowhere near the title.
A tag title.
No.
Why not?
It's over for bro. She's been in too long. It'd be comical now to give her a title.
Put her and Nia Jax together.
And she's never done anything to really. She's like what, the big muscle? She's always been the big muscle. What is she? She can't even talk. She's not like the cool big muscle. She's not like the cool big muscle like Raquel is right now.
Speaking of that, this rumor that Rhea's coming up now after that loss.
Yeah.
Should she get pushed straight ahead now? Like, I would want to see her go to Raw if she's coming up. I don't want to see her go to SmackDown and interfere on what they're doing with Bianca. I want her to go to Raw. But should she come straight up and then get the shot, or she wins the Rumble or something to get her straight up to the top? Is that the way they should go with her? Because what else is Raw doing? Who is Asuka? The inevitable thing is Charlotte's going to turn on
Flair. Exactly.
So
the only if they're gonna finally do what they should have did last year and give Rhea the belt at Mania over Charlotte, I guess, but I'm not. They ruined Rhea so bad. I don't care anymore. She lost to Raquel, and I think that was the right call. A year ago, I don't know if I would have said that.
Nah, definitely not. Not a year ago at all.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. That's a tough one.
Yeah, I just want to see some different stuff with the women's division on the main roster. I feel like, and you know what? The same goes for AEW's women's division.
Yeah, definitely.
NXT is the only one. Well, I won't say the only one because Impact looks like they got it right too.
Yeah, they got a good stacked roster there too.
But the AEW main roster for women, WWE main roster for women, I want to see improvements. That's what I want to see. I want to see women improvements.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and just skip to my last one then, because that was my number 2. Was going to be I want to see the AEW women's roster improve, which I think they have started to. With, like I said, I'm a huge fan of Thunder Rosa. Them signing her, I think it's going to be the step in the right direction. Britt is healthy now. She's going to be the face of that women's division. Looking forward to that and everything like that. And then just even I thoroughly enjoyed the like Abaddon stuff. So it looks like they
like Abaddon.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't think I wanted her to win, but that was just like cynical me. I wanted her to win the title, just be like, oh shit, like this is kind of fun. This is creepy. I like her character. I like that she's so dedicated to it. And
I give her that.
Yeah, she's super dedicated to her character. Her character works in the ring like I would imagine that character would. She's not doing Spanish flies off the top rope or anything like that, So I think she's also a good worker and everything like that. She's not right for the title right now.
Is Serena Deeb still? Is she actually signed to AEW or is she?
I think she signed AEW. Yeah, she just also holds the NWA World Women's Championship. So, and once NWA starts picking back up, we'll see her. I think she might drop it, but either way, it's good publicity for NWA. So I guess in my earlier prediction, no, WWE couldn't even work with NWA. Their title's on AEW. I didn't even think about that. So yeah, but like you said, number 2 for me was going to be women seeing more women's division on AEW. I hope they go in that direction. And then my number 3 one, which I just had in my head and now I forgot, but what was it? Number 3. Okay, so I just now found out, and you and me, we listen to the dirt sheets and everything like that, so we know what's going on and everything like that. I want to see Jay White show up in WWE. Now, I don't know if you follow Jay White very closely or
I know who he is.
You know who he is, exactly.
Yeah.
I want to see his character from New Japan, the Bullet Club, the what is it? called the Switchblade, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
That's like his character is the Switchblade. I want to see that character in WWE just be a complete asshole and just run roughshod over. I could see him doing that on the Monday Night roster, on the Monday Night Raw roster, and even just more for me personally. Let's have him introduce to us the way AJ Styles was introduced to us.
Rumble.
Have him just show up in the Rumble unannounced, just a random theme song just pops up out of nowhere. Zoom in closely on Roman Reigns' face because that's what we want, and let him just walk out down the aisle and just blow our minds. It sucks that fans don't look like they're going to be in attendance for it, but I'll lose my shit sitting on the couch if I see Jay White show up in WWE through the Rumble.
I wouldn't be mad about that.
I just think he's too big, or he's getting to the point where he's too big of a star for New Japan, which is not a shout or a knock on New Japan. I just think for like a Western audience, he could really be something bigger.
Yeah. We agree on women. We agree that we want to see the women, have their opportunity. Bianca Belair is going to be champion at some point this year. I want to see what I wanted to see has already. I was going to say my second thing has already happened, and it was Big E winning a singles title. I kind of wanted it to be the world title, but Roman is on fire, and I don't want to see Big E a victim of that at the moment. So
I don't think there's any shame in being a victim to this Roman. Is kind of what my counter argument would be to you. It's not because he's going to go through everybody.
Yeah,
and it's not just the Adam Pearces of the world he's going to go through.
Yeah.
So I don't think it would be too much. It wouldn't be too hurtful to Big E's stock, and he can always come back again. But
I want to see Big E have a nice I fight anybody kind of title. I want him to be the work. Remember back in you might be a little too young for this, but back in the day, the Intercontinental Champion was the workhorse. It was like that belt almost meant more than the world title because Hogan wasn't fucking wrestling on all the Monday night shows and Saturday night main event. He wasn't always there. Hogan was like, I'm gonna wrestle at the pay-per-view. And then whoever, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Mr. Perfect, Intercontinental Champion, they're on the show every week. They're fighting, defending the title all the time. Right. I want Big E to have a run like that. And I didn't like the start of the match with Apollo on SmackDown. I kind of think that they messed that up. Maybe it was a botch or something went wrong.
No, it definitely was supposed to go like that. It just looked like it was supposed to.
I didn't like that. I didn't like because it makes him look weak at first defense, like he was about to get beat.
Right.
I want to see a strong title run and last for months. I want Big E to run through people, and then it'd be a worthy opponent that takes him down, so then he can move on to Roman at that point.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm for it. I'm all about it, man. I love me some Big E just as much. Well, maybe not just as much as you do, but I love me some Big E as much as the next guy who is not you. But yeah, I'm all for that, man. Absolutely, I'd love to see Big E, especially get elevated into the world title picture, and then eventually win it. I don't see him winning it this year. Who knows? Maybe TLC or something like that in December. Maybe he pulls it off towards the end of the year. I think that'd be dope. But we usually don't have we usually don't have too many babyface champions going into WrestleMania season. So, anything could happen.
Who is Bobby Lashley? I was going to say who's the United States champion. Yeah, I don't want to see Matt Riddle beat him for that.
I don't care. I don't really care. I like Bobby. I like Riddle. I just don't like what they're doing with them.
Yeah, I don't want to see Riddle take that. I want the Hurt Business to look strong right now.
Yeah, and they do. I mean, they're doing some crazy stuff with Cedric, but you get what you get. My
third thing that I want to see this year, I don't know. I'm
See,
really
this one,
strong about those first two. I'm really like.
this is why I told you I was like, don't just wing it. He was like, nah, I'm just gonna go in. I'm just gonna go for him to wing it.
I knew those first two though. I was like,
Okay.
I'm really passionate about mainly because I watched Bailey's Broken Skull thing earlier today,
Okay.
and that
I
kind of
expect that.
fueled my women's thing. I want to see that because it's a really great show too. Like you learn a little bit more about Bailey.
Yeah.
But that kind of fueled that, and of course, Big E's my guy. Yeah, I don't really know on the third one.
Okay.
I don't really know.
That's
I don't
fine.
want to see Sting wrestle.
Turn into what I don't want to see.
Yeah, I don't want to see Sting wrestle at all. I want him to just guide what's his face?
Darby.
Darby. I want to see him guide Darby.
Right.
Darby hasn't defended the title since he's defending it this week.
He's defending it this week, yeah.
Okay.
Like it was like give him a chance.
Okay.
Give him a chance. Yeah, he's gonna get out there. He's gonna do it. I
I
think
don't want
he's
to
gonna
see
be
him lose the belt either. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him lose to Cage.
To the Machine.
No.
To Steroid Wolverine. You don't want to see that?
No, not at all.
Okay. I like Brian Cage, so I'd be down for it. But we got to get rid of that FTW championship.
That means nothing.
That means nothing. Taz is like, why don't you respect it? It's like, it's orange, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Because it's fake.
Still got the dust from your garage on it.
You just found this when you moved.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fine. If you ain't got a third one right now.
I'll stick with two. I'll probably think of something and cash in a little bit.
You always do. Yeah, there you go. Don't give him away the content for free. You got to subscribe to get his third view, what he wants to see in 2021. Subscribe down below to his Patreon.
Yes.
All right, then. Well, let's go ahead and then jump into, we got 4 more things. 3 are just bold predictions, but we're going to go ahead and give our bold predictions. I'm not saying some bullshit like, oh, Sting will probably turn heel or something like that. I don't find that, like, I'm talking like something that's like, is not going to happen anyway. But let's just be ridiculous with it. Why not? Let's change it to our ridiculous predictions for what we want to see on the rosters. So we have one for the main roster, NXT, and AEW. You can start in whatever order you want.
Brian Pillman Jr. gets a push on the main roster of AEW and not so much on AEW Dark.
Okay. Now, it just him? Does he bring your boy Griff Garrison?
I don't care about Griff.
No, fuck Griff.
Just Pillman. Just Pillman.
That's perfect. Especially since you're wearing the shirt right now. Do you ever watch BT?
Yeah, I've caught some of it. Yeah.
Okay, so who the fuck is Griff Garrison? That's what Brody would say. So
I would
shout to you.
Yeah, I would like to see Brian, because JR talks good about Brian Pillman Jr.
He really likes him. JR really likes him.
So I'm like, if you like him, why is he down there all the time? Like, why is he? Didn't he get beat up on?
Yeah,
he got beat up when the Good Brothers
came out. Week. He tried to save Mox, and then
he
took
got
that L.
Yeah, maybe he shouldn't come up just yet.
No. These are your bold predictions.
That's one. I want that's a bold prediction. I think he'll get a shot because JR speaks too good of him.
Yeah.
So maybe they do come up as a team. Maybe they do, but JR speaks very highly of Pillman. So maybe it's because of his dad, and JR has those memories of his dad. Yeah, and he looks just like his dad.
Yeah, he does. So I mean, everybody seemed to really love, Brian Pillman Sr. So I think he really just wants to see his son succeed, which is cool. I'd like to see that too.
Yeah.
Maybe not this year unless he has a Kofian level rise here in the next couple of weeks, but.
No, I don't want to see him like get on and fight, Moxley or Omega or anything, but just get in the groove of it, because I only see him on Tuesday nights on AEW Dark.
Right.
So get him on the main show, start getting some some action going on there. Maybe fight the Young Bucks. Everybody else is for them.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, man.
That's what I'm rolling with for AEW.
For AEW? Okay, cool. I'm gonna start mine off, and I'm gonna go with this one. This was a hard one, especially for me. But I'm gonna turn it into a bold prediction, and then also what I want. So a bold. I think that by the end of the year, even if it's like November, December timeframe, we're gonna get. And this is why I'm wearing the shirt. We're gonna get the UE. We're gonna get Undisputed Era called up to the main roster. I want them to come up and just destroy fools and just be the Undisputed Era we saw in 2017 in NXT. Do that on the main roster. Let the prophecy of gold. I want to see the prophecy of gold come to fruition on the main roster, and I want them to add a female member so she can hold one of the women's championships too.
Who goes?
So that's a tough one. So first shout, Billie Kay's got her resume, so she could just. I don't want to see Billie Kay on there. I can't do it anymore. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I tried, but hear me out. Rhea Ripley gets called up to Monday Night Raw. Undisputed Era gets called up to Monday Night Raw. Find out, or I don't know who would do it first. I'd call up Undisputed Era and then be like, oh, we're not here. It's not just us who you've seen down in Undisputed Era or down in NXT. We have some other or a new addition. And then Rhea comes up and just wrecks fools as well. It'd be interesting. I think that'd be interesting to see. Have the Prophecy of Gold version 2 or 3, whatever it is at this point, run through the main roster. That'd be my prediction for the main roster.
I wouldn't be mad at that. Be like the Hurt Business, but actually add a woman to it.
Yeah, pretty much. Be what the NWO was at the very beginning. The cool NWO, but just know
good NWO.
Yeah, exactly. Just know when enough is enough.
Yeah. For NXT, I would like to see Dream return to form.
That's a bold prediction.
Yes.
That's a bold.
Because it doesn't look like.
No, wait, is that your prediction? Because I should probably say that this is my prediction for the Undisputed Era. Is that your prediction, or is that more like the third? Would that be your third thing you want to see happen?
That would be my third thing that I would like to see happen.
Okay.
I want to see because I don't know if you follow Dream on any kind of social media, but he started to post more pictures. Before he was like silent. Like his social media didn't exist for like 6 months. But lately he started posting some pictures of, him and his gear kind of stuff. I mean, you can't leave comments on it, but it's just him because people are gonna say shit.
No,
but
yeah.
If you're not gonna fire him, then let him return to how he was. I would like to see that. I would like to see that for Dream.
Sure, yeah. I get that.
Dream was the man before that.
Okay. You want to hold off on a prediction then?
For NXT?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hold off for a second.
You'll hold off on that? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have one for the main roster, or you just want me to go with my NXT?
You go with your NXT.
Okay. So for my NXT prediction, my bold prediction is I think that NXT is after we get away from I don't know, because I think this invasion angle in AEW is going to run the entire year. So I think once we get past this initial shock and awe of it, probably after the first pay-per-view in I want to say February for AEW, after that, I think that NXT is going to consistently put on, or my prediction is they will consistently put on a better wrestling show. I think that AEW will have better storytelling, but I think that the actual wrestling, especially if it's led by this women's division, is going to be must-see every week. It's
Okay.
going to be much more. And if they don't hoe us with this Dusty Tag Team Classic, they could actually show that NXT also has a pretty stacked tag team division.
And the winner of the Dusty goes against the world, the
champions. They get their
Charlotte and Asuka.
Who?
Charlotte and Asuka, right?
Oh, I'm talking. Okay, yes. I would see them getting a title shot at those. I was also talking about the men's tag team.
Yeah.
Dusty. So yeah. So I would assume like the men do get their number one contender shot at the tag team titles. I would imagine that the Dusty Classic, the women's Dusty Classic winning team would also get a shot at whoever the champion is, which it might not be Charlotte and Asuka by that time, depending on how long this will they, won't they relationship works out.
Yeah.
But that's my prediction and that's a bold one, is that NXT is going to be a better wrestling show than AEW, especially with some of the talent they have on there. I just think the story will drive it, but NXT's matches will be better.
I actually think this past Wednesday that AEW was the better wrestling show.
Okay.
It may not have been the better overall program, but I think as far as in the ring wrestling, I think AEW or NXT won.
Oh, you think NXT won?
Yeah. As far as the actual matches, not like right. I feel like NXT was better this week.
Okay.
It didn't have like the shock factor. It didn't have like the Good Brothers come out or anything.
Obviously, that's what I'm saying. The story is going to be much better in AEW.
Yeah.
But I think that we're going to have better wrestling on NXT. And I might even be, depending on who's wrestling who, I might be a little bit more excited for the NXT pay-per-views. Because I don't want the invasion. The invasion will take over the whole year. I feel like it will, and it should. I just hope that, and I think the Young Bucks and everybody can keep it fresh. Because we've seen an invasion angle already get, the treatment it did get.
Mm-hmm.
They have a manual for what not to do. I think they're going to stick to that, but if they even do slightly start creeping towards what WWE did, we might have a problem.
Bold prediction for NXT. And I do believe it's time for this to finally happen. I think my bold prediction for NXT is that Ciampa leaves.
Dang.
I feel like Gargano is an NXT lifer.
Right.
Granted, he could go up as well. He could go up and probably do good things. But I feel like they're struggling to put Ciampa in feuds.
Right.
And wasn't he just supposed to fight somebody and it got canceled because the other guy got hurt?
Yeah, that's the storyline. It was that they were supposed to fight Thatcher in the Fight Pit?
Yeah, Fight Pit.
It got canceled. And I mean, it did get canceled I don't think he's actually hurt. I don't think Thatcher was hurt. That's just what the storyline is. But I think they decided to move it outside of this NXT, which I maybe shouldn't have, since AEW came hard with the invasion. But I think it was because the Fight Pit. You got the Fight Pit. You have the main event with Finn and O'Reilly, and then you have that last woman standing match. You might start to. Where would you go with that? I feel like every match felt perfectly on that card. Would the Fight Pit have closed the show? Would it have opened the show? I don't know if either of those would have been just thrown right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I think that one should, probably be left for its own thing. Maybe at the Valentine's Day thing they're going to have this year.
Yeah. I think it's time for Ciampa to come on up.
Okay.
And again, I think he has to go to Raw. Raw. Raw needs help.
Raw does need help. So a lot of help. Plus, it's a 3-hour show. We need more people up there for a 3-hour show.
That's something that should happen in 2021 is cut an hour.
Cut it. Definitely.
Just 1 hour. Cut it. Make it 2. It'd be so much better of a show.
So much cleaner. Just like the pay-per-views have been. They've cut an hour to 2 hours off of every pay-per-view.
Yep.
WWE arguably put on some of the best pay-per-views they've had since early Attitude Era.
they need to continue to, even when we get fans back, give it 2 to 3. Give it 2 to 3. That's it. Don't push this 4 to 5 hour shit.
The big four, I think, could get 4 hours. Well, actually, I take that back. Royal Rumble has to get 4 hours because 2 matches are an hour long each.
Okay.
So Royal Rumble, WrestleMania gets 4. I think if you wanted to, you maybe justify SummerSlam, but not Survivor Series.
SummerSlam 2. SummerSlam, give us 2. Give us 2 for SummerSlam.
I don't know about 2. Give it 3. It's SummerSlam. It's big 4.
It's not as like it's in the terms of the big 4. I'd argue, and this might sound a little ridiculous.
It already does.
I'd argue Hell in a Cell has replaced Survivor Series. I'd argue that. Survivor Series hasn't really been. It's the team branding matches. It's not really. Hell in a Cell has been more, at least the last couple of years.
The last couple of years had The Fiend in it.
We're not talking about that match.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Look, they killed Hell in a Cell already. They could try to bring it back. It's dead. If you want to,
this last one.
It was, but the match doesn't mean anything to me anymore. Why is there an I quit stipulation in the Hell in a Cell?
It was great.
But why was it in there? Isn't Hell in a Cell its own stipulation? I didn't know we put a Texas bull rope match inside of a ladder match. I didn't know we did that. I didn't know it's a first blood table match.
Sometimes they put stupid stipulations. Do you remember there was a man, it was like Big Boss Man and somebody a few WrestleMania 12 or not 12, 13 or 14 or some shit. And Boss Man's in there, and it was like a double cage match with Rottweilers and shit.
The Kennel from Hell match? You can literally eat dog shit for bringing that up. That is what they've done to Hell in a Cell again.
They didn't make it a Kennel from Hell match.
They had a DQ finish in Hell in a Cell. That's worse than dog shit on the floor. I don't care what you say.
That match was so stupid. All right.
But I don't know. Money in the Bank replace Survivor Series. There you go. That's the one.
Money in the Bank could replace SummerSlam. And then you not replace it, but would you say that Money in the Bank as a whole has had more memorable matches than Survivor or than SummerSlam lately? Even dating back to when it was Punk and Cena.
I would say it depends. Yeah, it depends on how far you say lately, because you have Daniel Bryan getting screwed by the Authority. You have the Summer of Punk. You have, which, it was memorable. Big Nash really killed everything, but it is memorable.
Yeah.
And in the past couple SummerSlams, you got Brock busting open Randy the hard way. Like, who could forget that? And I think this year would have been a little different, because I think they were setting up for Edge and Orton to go at it again. So that would have been a good blow off. That would have been really good. And no, I think SummerSlam has been pretty decent these past couple of years. Obviously not this past one, wasn't that great, but wasn't it where Roman turned heel was at this past SummerSlam?
That's a good point.
So, I think SummerSlam still keeps its what it is, its mystique and everything.
Keep its spot in the big 4.
Yeah, it's number 3, but I think if we were to kick a big 4 out, it obviously it's Survivor Series.
All right.
Which is not happening this year. Doesn't matter anyway.
Where are we at?
My turn. I got my last bold prediction for AEW. And for me, it's gonna be I want this to happen so much. So I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna put my heart, my soul, I'm gonna will it into existence. Sami Zayn ends up in AEW this year.
No.
His contract is coming up. Sami Zayn goes to AEW and just is allowed to wrestle. Is allowed to wrestle in AEW. It just That's what I want to see. I don't know if I want to see him as the world champion right off the hip. TNT title run, I'd be down with that.
I like Sammy's work lately.
I do
He's been
too.
a great heel. Second to Roman.
I think he's great. I think that he could be better.
Third to Roman. Bailey's second.
Okay. Sorry. On that show.
But man, he's been great. I don't want to see him leave.
I don't know, man. I think he would have been way better. His character is great. Now just imagine like his character is like a sleazy little asshole, but knows how to wrestle. That they booked all his matches for him to just run around and cry for like 5 minutes and then try to get counted out, which I think the count out thing was genius. But why not have him actually show how good of a wrestler he is for like 8 minutes and then be like, okay, I'm also smarter than you, so I'm going to have you counted out, as opposed to him just running around the ring and trying to survive for 5 minutes. He's a world-class wrestler. He's El Generico. I don't know if I want to see El Generico in AEW, but I'd like to see.
That's what they're gonna do. That's what they're gonna do.
That's what they would do. So can't have everything.
I did NXT. I said Ciampa, right?
Said Ciampa, yeah.
AEW was Pillman Jr.
Right.
Main roster. Here's a bold prediction. This is probably a pretty bold. You're not even going to see this one coming.
Okay.
Retribution breaks up, and Dominik Dijakovic gets his name back and becomes a monster powerhouse and gets to go into battles against the likes of Keith Lee and Drew McIntyre, and he becomes himself because he was a damn monster in NXT.
Fucking beast.
He was a beast. And you put a mask on this dude, and now it's like he forgot how to wrestle all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So that Mia Yim gets her name back, and she competes for women's championships.
Yeah,
because they could use her. And I don't know about the rest, but I really want to see. I really want to see those two. I feel like in a strange way that Retribution is helping Mustafa, but it's punishing the others. Just those two. Those two should be going for their own thing. You can't have Keith Lee's biggest foe, arguably, in NXT sitting right there, and his fiance sitting right there, and or girlfriend. I'm sorry, and
girlfriend right now. Yeah.
Not doing anything with either of them.
Yeah. I'm with it. Not just in NXT, arguably his greatest foe ever. They've done some killers in PWG and everything like that. 5-star matches over there. But these guys are crazy. Yeah, give him his name back.
Yep.
I don't see it happening. That's why I love that it's a bold prediction.
He doesn't have to be Dominik Dijakovic. Just Dijakovic. Just Dijakovic.
I liked it when it was just Donovan Dijak. I thought that was a dope name.
Yeah. And grow your hair back too.
Yeah, that probably is what's gonna kill it. It's like Vince is just he's so tall and bald. It's such good shit.
No. Grow your hair back. Grow his hair back and become that monster.
All you can.
Yeah. Because in a few years, then you're gonna have to be bald. But grow it back now. Him and Mia Yim. Then, if nothing else, let them two go. Because remember, what's her name? Is it Mercedes?
Yeah, Mercedes
was in it as well, and now she just disappeared, and now she's back in NXT.
Yeah, she's back in NXT. Yeah,
you could do the same thing with those two.
I don't see why not.
Oops! Hey, here's a new guy, Dijakovic.
Oh yeah. Where's Mia Yim been? She's been out all the time. It's crazy.
Like we didn't know that was Mercedes that was there. It's like, oh my gosh, she's back.
Dang.
Let's do that with those.
Yeah, I'm with it. I love how they have no explanation for where she was at, though.
We haven't seen her in months. No, yes, we have.
Yeah. Saw her the other day. I wasn't proud of it, but we saw her.
That's what they need to do. I like that It's probably just because I want to see it happen. It's probably not going to happen.
Right.
But man, they're wasting Dijakovic.
We're like the worst predictors because like everything we say is like, oh yeah, that's what's gonna. It's not gonna happen. We don't think it's gonna happen. It's just like it's another we want it to happen. We're just putting a little bit more stock in it.
I think if anything that we said and what we would like to see, I think the women's part is the most. It's the highest one that could happen.
This is the most likely.
Yeah, the rest of it we're probably just throwing shots out here.
Yeah, we're just talking out our asses. You guys
But
are welcome for that.
They really gotta go for the women's part of it.
Yeah, 100. Right on. Well, we're getting close to the end here, so let's go ahead and finish off with the last topic that we had. And of course, because we are the heel turn, this is what we do. We bask in those heels and they're just grummy, disgusting ways. And for some reason, love it. Let's go ahead and our final one is our number one heel for 2021. Who do you think is going to be, Big Raph, and why?
The obvious answer is Roman.
Right.
To continue his dominance throughout the year. And then Jimmy's coming back. Jimmy's cleared now, if I'm not mistaken. They just haven't brought him back yet.
That's weird.
I guess they're trying to figure out how that, because Jay's kind of been on fire. But I think I read that Jimmy has been cleared.
Medically cleared? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that will be the Usos will come and destroy some people and get the tag titles back. And then you're going to have Roman and the Usos. That whole trio, that bloodline trio.
Bloodline, yep.
Is going to run roughshod on SmackDown. I think the obvious answer is Roman. But if I could do a runner-up, because you and I both know that the heel turn is coming.
Okay.
It's going to be Charlotte.
She's just great. I mean, it sucks that they book her the way that they do, but she is just one of the. Is she the best women's heel ever?
After this past year, no.
Who would you put before her?
Like Charlotte has to. I don't know. I liked Bayley's run a lot.
But Bayley had one heel run. Charlotte is just. She's better as a heel.
Like she is a heel all the time because she's kind of a face right now, and she's not good at it.
That's the thing is Bayley can be a face. We've seen that Bayley is a fantastic face. Until this past year, I was really one of those people like, "What are you doing? You can't turn Bayley heel."
Yes, you
can. Yeah. Apparently you can, and she's unrecognizable now. But Charlotte, even when you do turn her face, even when she came up to the main roster and was face at the beginning. Just being associated with Ric Flair, you were like, no, she's not.
She's going to turn at some point.
Yeah. You crazy. It's called the dirtiest player in the game is her dad. She was born to be a heel. Much like you were as a child, she was born to be a heel.
I tell people this all the time. I am Scar. If this is Lion King, I am Scar. I have an older brother. He is Mufasa. He has a son. His son is Simba. I am Scar. I am naturally evil.
We're gonna have to erase this video when your brother ends up going missing. This is gonna be what they turn to. Look, he even said it. He even referenced Simba. I was like, damn, bro.
I would toss my brother off the mountain.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, I'm naturally Scar. That's why I'm like this. But I think it's Roman. I think it's Roman in the bloodline.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's the easy shout. The only reason I didn't go with Roman is because like I said, I am afraid that they might turn him back face too soon. Mm-hmm. I don't think it will happen, but there's that slight hesitation that it might happen, which is also why, if you guys check out our last video, Roman did not get heel turn of 2020 from me. Oh no, he did get heel turn of 2020 from me. He did not get heel of 2020 because he had the dog food incident at the beginning of the year. So in the totality of things, I think that does matter. And that's why for me, the biggest heel and the biggest bastard in the entire wrestling world for 2020 is going to be the cleaner, Kenny Omega. And I just think because he's going to go off to do just asshole-ish things, he's already on a great start. And if he just continues this path for 11 more months, which are going to fly by with him as our champion, I think it's going to be just the most despicable way to end Wednesday nights every week. And here's to hoping that when Hangman Page finally beats him and kicks out of the One Wing Angel, I will pop like I am a kernel that is in oil on the stove, old school popcorn. That's going to be me. I'm going to lose it.
You think it's going to be Hangman that beats him for the title?
I not only do that, I believe that Hangman, if he doesn't, I will cover myself in butter. Because I will be that popcorn kernel. Actually, when he does beat him, I'm gonna cover myself in butter anyway, because I am now a popcorn. That's how big I'm gonna pop for this.
I don't know. I don't. Maybe it's just my natural heel nature.
It's
but I'm not
leading to Cowboy. It's all
I'm
leading
not
to Hangman.
buying Omega as a dastardly heel. I guess it's because I enjoy his matches.
He does have he puts on 5-star matches. Yeah.
Like, how am I booing that?
You a heel if you're this good at wrestling?
You're talented. I like you. Like, why would I be like, man, you suck. I hate you. No, yeah. I put on some 3-star matches so then I can boo you.
Right? Yeah. Oh, you're too good. Why don't you suck more so I can tell you suck more?
Like Moxley as champion. What I didn't like about it, I didn't think Moxley's matches were that good. It was always a stupid stipulation. We're gonna go through a glass table. We're gonna have barbed wire bats and weapons, and he's gonna go through thumbtacks and stupid shit. It wasn't like straight up. We're gonna wrestle 1, 2, 3 Kenny Omega style.
Nobody wants to see John Moxley in a catch-can wrestling match.
Yeah,
I want to see that shit.
I want to see that.
He can wrestle. We know he can wrestle. I didn't want to see that. I want to see John Moxley go in there and wreck fools. And I did all of 2020, and it was glorious. And you and JT are just salty old men.
I personally don't have the same issue with Moxley as JT does, because JT got the belt signed. But it wasn't exciting for me.
That's crazy.
Of the Shield, he was my least favorite member of the Shield.
And he turned out to be maybe the most, until Roman's heel turn, the most interesting. Has the best character, the biggest following.
I will say this past year, he was the best of the Shield members.
It was the year of Mox.
It was his year. I will say that. If Roman was heel all year, definitely not. But with the way that Roman's year started, I will give this to Moxley and say that he did have the best of the three.
Right on.
I'll never say that again.
That's fair. At least not the rest of this year. But when Roman goes back to eating dog food, I'm gonna need you to eat those words as well.
No. Please, God, no.
I
don't know. It's something about Omega. I get it that he's a heel. I get it, but he's still very likable to me.
He needs like his perm, don't you? You think
he needs to turn the heel level up a little bit more.
Give him time. Him and Don are assholes. I like him because he's Kenny Omega, man. But yeah. He's one like I could take a step back and be like, oh yeah, you're a dick. Yeah, get off my
I need
screen.
to feel that. I don't feel that with him right now. I feel like, man, that was a good ass match. Oh, that shit was dope. Like that's what I'm watching.
I think we just need the right baby face to be right there with him.
Who does he have to destroy to make us be like, that was fucked up?
It's all I'm saying it's Hangman. Hangman is the best baby face to go against him. You could argue Cody, if he just messes up Cody, he could be the one that actually puts Cody like on the shelf, for when his kid comes and everything like that.
I like it.
Yeah, he can put Cody on the shelf for that. I think if he really wanted to, if he's the one, that goes down there and welcomes Sting the AEW way, I think that that in of itself will be like, yo,
Yeah.
like that's
He
gonna
messing with
elevate.
Sting, I will hate him.
Exactly. He
I will
goes
hate
out
him.
there and just puts the beating on Sting, gets the water bottle, wipes off his face paint.
I might have to fly down to Jacksonville myself.
Exactly.
If he messing with the Stinger.
I think that's it. I think he just needs the right baby faces to start, screwing over. And yeah, because Ray Phoenix, even if he is like on a baby face trajectory, I still don't see him as that. He's a great wrestler, and you want to see him as champion, but you don't feel for him the same way like you would for Cody, who would get, or Sting, who would be, essentially murdered at the hands of the cleaner.
Yeah. Okay. I need to see more. I need to see more from Omega because I still like him.
And that's what 2021 is about, baby.
Yeah.
We got the whole year to see more.
You think he's gonna run the course of the year?
I think so. If Mox did it, I think Kenny can do it, especially with the Bullet Club 2.0 right behind him.
It's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out and who can be the person to dethrone him with all that backup there.
It's gonna be great.
Yep.
I can't wait.
Yeah. So I guess, is that it?
I think that's a good place to end, man. I think that's, wanted to keep it shorter, and here we are at an hour and a half.
The longest episode.
Just regular heel turn timing. So I've got nothing else to say, man. I'm excited about 2021. I'm excited about this new year, dog.
Yep. I think there's a lot of good storylines on SmackDown, NXT, and AEW.
Monday nights are trash.
They were turning the corner for a little bit, and then Goldberg just ruined everything for me.
They might have peeked around the corner and then just started walking backwards.
Yeah, they had me like, are they about to? And then they're like, no, we're not. I was like, oh, okay. But I think, yeah, like you said, I do think there's a lot to be excited for. I hope that we're able to somehow get Impact Wrestling on Google YouTube TV. I hope we can get it somehow so I can watch it. But yeah, it's a lot of good wrestling, man. But we'll go ahead and call it right there. Man, longest episode.
Yeah. And that was without JT too.
Yeah. That's gonna do it for this one. Thank you all for watching. If you are watching, if you have watched, we truly appreciate it. More content next week. Next week,
we'll definitely do one before the Royal Rumble because we got to do our Royal Rumble predictions, baby.
Yeah, we got to do the Rumble predictions.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's Rumble season, baby.
Yes, it is. But we will holler at you all in the next video. Peace.